We're at the Dungeness Wildlife Refuge. It's a nice park. It's a beautiful day. It's low 60s. We're going to take this trail right here. It's near the entrance. I think we're going to go to the left. Like this open meadow right here. We're very close to the Strait of Juan to Fuca, which is a body of water, part of the Puget Sound, that separates Canada and the US. It leads out into the Pacific Ocean. You see the mountains right over there, the Olympic Mountains. There's some nice houses in there. Very nice views. Lovely views in that direction. Yeah, this little trail continues on for a little while. It goes around these meadows out here. Not as many people here today because it's the middle of April and it is on a Tuesday. So we've got it almost entirely to ourselves. Always like little trails like this that lead through meadows and hills, and they can end up near the water. Washington State has many places like this. You could not walk all of the trails in Washington State in a lifetime. There's always somewhere to go and something to see and do. I know a lot of people, they know that we get a lot of rain here in the winter, and we certainly do. We get our share, and it can be cloudy and gloomy at times. But the late spring and the summer and the early fall are the most beautiful that I have ever seen. Of all the places I've been and traveled, it's just so beautiful here, especially in the summer. The temperatures are moderate. They generally don't get above the 80s in August and July. But if you were to go to the other side of the mountains, it's a different story. It gets warmer over there. It's more desert-like in the rain shadow and just east of the Cascades. But then it turns up to, I believe, more pine forest if you go north, and changes even more as you head toward Idaho. But there's just so many different types of climates and so much different scenery in Washington. If you get tired of one place, you can just go to another for a change of scene. Lovely trail. It just continues on. This area is just outside of Sequim, Washington. Sequim is spelled S-E-Q-U-I-M. It's a Native American word. And it is the driest place in western Washington. The reason why is because there is an area right here in Sequim that's underneath what's called the blue hole. What that means is there's a small rain shadow where the clouds, the storms, the rain blows in from the Pacific, and then it hits the Olympic Mountains, and in this particular area it stops on the other side of the mountains and shields this one particular area, and they call it the blue hole. An area is not real large, but they have less average rainfall, annual rainfall, than anywhere else in western Washington. And so there is the Strait of Juan to Fuca, and straight across right there is Canada. Can't see it, but Victoria is right over there. The trail used to be right here, but because of erosion, you can see the blacktop right there. It has broken and fallen away. And that's common out here. You have a lot of the storms that blow in from straight out there, leads out to the Pacific Ocean. And if you look back over here, that's Port Angeles, Washington. The trail goes next to the roadway here for a little stretch, and then it meanders back into the forested area up ahead. And then you'll have some breakout views of the Dungeness Spit and the Strait of Juan to Fuca. You can see where this area is closed off right here, this fence. And not all that long ago, you could actually drive right in here, and you can see the parking spots up there. But they closed it off because the bluff was breaking away over there, and it became unsafe. Here's that closed off area from a different angle, and you can see the parking lot right in there. I can remember when Diana and I first came out here, this was all open, and you could park in here, and the trail went along the bluff out there. But wind, weather, and time take their toll on that bluff. The trail will break away right here and angle away from the roadway. Here's the Strait of Juan to Fuca, and in the distance, just at the base of the westernmost area of the Olympics right there, is Port Angeles. You can see it right in there. And as I pan around straight out there, it leads to the open Pacific Ocean. And then right here is Canada, with Victoria being on this side, just at the base of those small mountains. As I pan around, you can see the Dungeness Spit straight ahead. And if you were to follow it, it's 5 miles out to the lighthouse and 5 miles back. And you need to go when the tide is out. But you can see how the forces of wind and storms have really taken their toll on this hillside, this bluff. I can remember when it was considerably further out, but not any longer. So generally the ships that are coming in from the Pacific will come right through there, and they will go to Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia. Now we're walking by the backside of the campground now. This particular trail right here leads all the way along this bluff by the campground to the trail that leads down to the beach. They have several of these little areas right here that you can come and just look out over the water and take your time. The only way to access that beach down below is to go all the way to the end of this trail and then go down to a moderately steep trail that pops out into the beach, the Dungeness Spit that leads out to the lighthouse. Look at those windswept trees angling inward toward land.
Love all the shade that these trees provide. On the right side is the campground.
If you look up, you can see the windswept trees angling inward. That's as a result of all of the storms that blow in from the Pacific. The temperature down through here is just perfect. It's not too windy. Matter of fact, there's just a slight breeze. And it's probably about 59 or 60 right in here. Here's where the trail breaks out into the parking lot, the upper part. We are going to continue on the trail till it ends up by the area where the bathrooms are, and then the upper trail leading down to the Dungeness Spit and the beach. these ferns. They are very large here. And here we are. This little area right here is dedicated to the refuge to give you some information. Let's take a look at it. So this is a map about all the refuges in the U.S. We are right there. It's nice how they give you a little chart about tides in case you want to walk out to the lighthouse. This is part of the Washington State Birding Trail, the Olympic Loop. They have several sections throughout Washington. So it looks like the lighthouse is closed. When we went out there, Diane and I, it was open. You could walk around inside. Yeah, we are right here. And as you can see, the lighthouse goes all the way out on that Dungeness Spit, that spit of land. And then the lighthouse is at the very end. It's pretty cool out there. We're on the trail in the Dungeness that goes down to the spit. It's been a fairly nice day today, weather-wise. Temperature's been around 60. But now as we're descending down this hill to go to the beach on the Dungeness Spit, you can definitely feel the temperature drop a little. It's a little cooler. That's why we always bring jackets with us. If you're in Washington, you better always have a jacket when you go to the coast. As I said earlier, this is the Dungeness Spit, and you can actually follow it all the way out to the very end, way out there, which you can't see because of the trees. But it's 5 miles one way out to the lighthouse. And you want to make sure you go when the tide is out. Otherwise, your feet are going to get wet, or you're going to be scrambling over that driftwood down there. Just some of the wildlife that you find here. It's nice that they put it down like this, so you have an idea what you're looking at. And at the end of this 5-mile walk, you can just barely see the lighthouse in the distance. Right about there. And then across the spit on the other side, you can see Canada.
It's amazing to me how the trees still find a way to reach out to the sun. You can see the great blue heron trying to catch him some dinner.
Looks as if in the distance over toward Port Angeles, right at the base of the Olympic Mountains over there, looks like a little fog has rolled in. So directly across the way is Canada, and there's a little fog in the area, so you can't actually see Victoria, but it's right about over there. And at the end of the 5-mile stretch right here, you can see the lighthouse in the distance, right there. And you can see the Olympics in the distance there. As I mentioned earlier, when I was up above on that bluff trail, you can better see down here the erosion and how much of the land up there is just broken off the cliffside. And if it keeps going, it'll probably be out to the roadway leading in here at some point. Just since Diane and I have been coming here over the years, we've seen a lot of the bluff trail, the original bluff trail, disappear because of this erosion and this falling away.
It just gives you an idea of the erosion happening around here. You can see the big pockets where they just kind of cave in.
Water coming in from the Pacific Ocean. It's old driftwood that's washed up. Who knows how long it's been here? Somebody was coming along making these little cairns. There's another one.
That could be a glacious winged gull.
Wonder what these seagulls are up to. Oh, it's like a dead fish right there. That's what they're up to. Now I see.
The bald eagle had caught something. Perhaps it's a fish. Oh yes, he's got a good sized fish there. The bald eagle caught a large fish and the seagulls want it, and he's seriously thinking about carrying it off. Let's see what he does. Ooh. He's like, no, no, no. This is my dinner. Wow, do you see how he has the fish in his talons?
That looks like Mount Baker in the background.
Oh.
Behind the
Okay. There's a pair of mallards.
Pretty cool tree right here. Oh, but right there. Hey, who's that?